An exotic that I think of a lot is Chromatic Fire. I've made a video in the past talking about how I would rework it. I basically said give it the grenade effects from different subclasses, but I think we can do better. With Subclass 3.0, we've been introduced to keywords on our subclasses, and I think we should infuse those into Chromatic Fire instead of the current Dragonfly type thing it has going on now. So let's have it do that whenever you get a precision kill with a kinetic weapon. It'll trigger an effect based on your subclass. But why don't we also let it do that for weapons that match your subclass, similar to how Lucky Pants work with hand cannons? Okay, so now let's go through our different subclasses and talk about what I would want them to do. So let's start with stasis. I think precision kills with stasis weapons or kinetic weapons should create a slowing radius. Not headstone. Okay, headstone's its own thing. And if you're using this on a kinetic weapon that has headstone, you created the headstone stasis crystal and slowed enemies around it, which is alright. Okay. And in general, if you're using a kinetic weapon or just going through enemies with a stasis weapon that doesn't have headstone, you're going to be killing things. They're going to move slower so you can get more kills on them. And you'll eventually start freezing things and shattering them. Okay? That's stasis. Just slow enemies. Next, void. It'll be basically incandescent, but instead of scorching enemies, it makes them volatile. Volatile is something you don't have a whole lot of ways to create on our Void Walker. You can make it with volatile rounds from throwing grenades or from your melee, which is great, but I think this would help out with creating more volatile opportunities on Void Walker. So you get a precision kill with a void weapon or a kinetic weapon, and then enemies around them are volatile now. Then we'll go to solar. Incandescent. That's all it is. It's just a radius that scorches enemies whenever you get a precision kill. It's just a really solid effect that I think we could just shove onto kinetic weapons and solar weapons whenever you have Chromatic Fire on. And then let's round this out with arc. So whenever you use a kinetic or arc weapon and get a precision kill, it creates a blinding explosion. Now you might be saying, well, Volt Shot is just better. Jolt is a great keyword. Why wouldn't you go with Jolt? And basically, I looked at the holes that Warlock has on Stormcaller, and there's not very many ways to blind enemies on Stormcaller. At least how I'm seeing it. Jolt is way easier to proc. So why don't we get a way to blind, which, you know, could open up some different build ideas you could have on Arc. But hold on, I have more ideas for how to mess with Chromatic Fire. Why don't we add the ability to amplify those effects? So if you pick up orb power, you overcharge the crystals or something, and that creates amplified effects for like 5 seconds. So precision kills with stasis or kinetic weapons while using a stasis subclass would also create a stasis shard for that 5-second span. So you get a precision kill, you create a shard. Not the hugest thing, but you could build into it, getting overshields and other things. Maybe you use stasis wells and it becomes a elemental well because of it. For void, you could do void overshield on your amplified void. Amplified solar could have a cure pulse happen around you whenever you get a precision kill. So you kill a dreg and everyone around it's scorched, and you and your allies that are near you are cured. And then for arc, the amplified arc, we could just have ionic traces spawn, like a guaranteed spawn of ionic traces for that 5 seconds after picking up an orb of power. I think that would be pretty good. Maybe not the greatest thing ever, probably not overpowered. I think it's a nice sweet spot. So anyways, that's how I would change Chromatic Fire. I would give it different keyword 3.0 effects for your different subclasses and allow it to work on a wider variety of weapons. That way you can organize it like, hey, I want to use this element of primary because I'm that subclass, so it feeds into my elemental well build and other things like that. And it feeds directly into your subclass by using those keywords. But if you're using harmonic siphon or kinetic siphon, you're creating orbs. And if you pick up those orbs, or if your teammate makes orbs and you pick them up, it makes you more powerful with the exotic, bringing it up to just something that can be all right in general play, not using your abilities as a catalyst, but helping lift it up so that your gunplay is more elevated in all levels of content. Anyways, that's my idea for Chromatic Fire. Please like, subscribe, tell me what you think. Tell me other exotics you would like to see reworked. I can't really do much, but I can think of ways that Bungie could change it. I do have a Discord server. I have other socials. Those are all pinned in the comment down below. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.